Welcome to the Worst of the Riot podcast. It's the Monday, December 11th edition. Isaiah is back from his trip today in our fine show. We talk about Squid Game, the challenge, and your behavior when you're waiting for a big payment to drop into your account.
We also talk about how much someone would have to offer you for you to give up your dog.
It's a shockingly low amount for me anyways. We also talk about, we try to predict what we'll be nostalgic for years from now, years down the line. And why today, if you're actually listening to this on Monday, December 11th, you might be walking on eggshells a little bit. You might want to play it safe because it's a dangerous day for many.
It's a good show.
A mighty fine show. Enjoy. We'll catch you next time.
See you guys.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The Worst of the Riot. Radio U.
Isaiah, quick. Name a woman.
My mother.
Telling that I ask you to name a woman and the first one that comes to mind isn't your girlfriend.
Well, my mom, I talked to her this morning on the phone. So she's been the only lady I've interacted with today.
That's a pretty good answer.
You can never go wrong with your mother.
I don't know. Maybe some could. I don't know if you've seen this challenge going around on TikTok, inspired by the great Billy Eichner, who came up with the Name a Woman challenge on Billy on the Street. And now women are using it against their boyfriends in a playful way. But what it's showcasing is that most guys, you ask them to name a woman, the first name that comes to mind is not their girlfriend. It seems, based off of this challenge.
It could be any name.
It could.
Any
woman.
And the craziest part is, no matter what woman you say, they could start a fight.
Yeah.
Based off of your answer.
I don't think anybody's breaking up with anybody over this necessarily.
No,
Maybe if you name an ex, maybe.
That'd be crazy.
But
what a wild answer that would be.
That would be, problematic. It is an interesting little test though, and it could just be the ones that I've seen, the ones that are highlighted here. But it seems that many guys' answers fall in line with the old Roman Empire question, where dudes just constantly thinking about history. It seems because we're getting answers like Harriet Tubman, Susan B. Anthony, Anne Frank, Rosa Parks. That's the first women.
But you think about name a woman, then you start thinking of well-known women.
Yep.
Famous women.
And ones that are from the past.
Historical.
Yeah.
Makes sense. That's the route that I would probably think too.
Yeah. Now, I can't do this challenge now because I've seen it, like I'm prepared for it. But I do feel like it'd be good for guys to start preparing.
Oh, you have to be ready for this.
Actually, I don't know. Do you think it might be better to just answer off the cuff? Or
No.
I think if you prepare now, maybe you overthink it.
I think that all you need to do when they ask you
Uh-huh.
is just say your wife's name. It'll be that easy.
I guess that's pretty. I mean, how could that be a negative, right?
Exactly.
How could that?
And then when she says, "Have you seen the challenge?" You say, "No, I haven't seen it."
Yeah, but then that could be a lie.
It's okay to lie sometimes.
No,
when it's making you look good like this.
If you get caught, then for some reason that makes it worse.
She says, "Have you seen the? Oh, you've seen the challenge? No, I haven't seen it. But you're right in front of me. Obviously, I'm going to say your name, but just thinking about you. Clearly,
yeah. I want to do this on my wife. Name a man.
Maybe we flip the script on him.
Yeah, flip the script.
Name a man.
What do you think she would say?
I don't know. That's the fun part.
Yeah.
It could be anyone.
I doubt it'd be me.
What's worst case scenario, you know? She says like Chris Hemsworth?
No, that wouldn't bother me. That could be the flip. That wouldn't bother me. If I named like a sexy celebrity, it might bother her. So I probably wouldn't go that route now that I'm prepared. I would go historical or wife.
I saw Little Debbie as a good answer.
Nobody does it better. The Riot Radio U.
I just thought everybody might like to be on edge today. Everybody in a relationship. Did you know today, National Breakup Day? December 11th is the most popular day for breakups in the entire year.
It seems like it would be in bad taste to break up with someone today, then, doesn't it?
What do you mean?
Like, it's today's National Breakup Day, the number one day for breakups. You're really going to break up with someone on the most common day of breakups?
So basic if you did it today. Hold off till tomorrow.
It'd be weird to do it today.
And if you do it tomorrow, more unexpected. Today, they might see it coming.
They feel like as if they've gone over the hill.
Yeah.
You know?
They're like, if I can just make it through December 11th, then it's smooth sailing through Christmas. Nope. Show them tomorrow.
Surprise!
Yeah. This is official. Like, this is track data now. It was coined as Breakup Day back in 2008. And this is how old this is that in 2008, they figured out this was the biggest day for breakups because it was when the most people on Facebook changed their status from in a relationship to single.
Well, that's a good way to tell.
But yeah, in 2008, it was. Not as much now, but the statistics seem to have held true throughout the years. And so still, today is the day. If a breakup's going to happen, statistically, it's most likely going to happen today.
See, I think this is a little bit late. Don't you think? It feels too late. Like, you got to wait till the start of the new year at this point.
I don't think so.
December 11th. I mean, we made it through Thanksgiving. It would be weird for you to take your girlfriend to Thanksgiving, and then a month later, you go to Christmas and everyone's like, where's she at?
Yeah, what happened to Stacey?
We just saw her. And, like, your, like, extended family, your cousins, like, you're not going to be up telling, like, all these people throughout this next month, like, your relationship status has changed so quickly.
Yeah.
Whereas if you wait till the new year, then you don't have to worry about a family gathering for, like, 11 months, maybe 6 months if you do the 4th of July. And then by the time that rolls around, they'll have already known. Word will have made its way down the grapevine. You don't have to really talk about
but that's the only thing that factors into your decision, though.
I'm just saying, this seems like a bad time to do it.
If you're in an unhappy relationship, you want that to stick with you the next 14 days, ruin your holiday?
I'm just saying, I think you're a little late. Like, if you're this upset, you think you would have done it like a month ago.
Well, it says here, according to dating expert Yu Zhu, the holidays can bring up a lot of emotions and challenges for new couples. So, yeah, like maybe you made it through Thanksgiving and things seemed okay, but the holidays make a bunch of stuff bubble up to the surface that if it's your first go round through the Christmas season, you may find maybe that's part of the contention. Oh, I thought we were going to my parents. I thought we were going to my parents. I thought we were doing this, you know?
You're going to call it.
The numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie.
I just think it's
a
wild.
tough day.
I think if you're doing it today, yet again, this is a crazy time to break up with somebody.
You got to walk on eggshells. I think this is good. It's early enough. You probably haven't bought them a gift yet.
I mean, if you haven't bought anybody any gifts yet again, you're late. It's December. It's 11th.
December 11th.
We're 2 weeks away. You haven't bought a gift yet?
You haven't bought a gift for your significant other?
Guess you're waiting to the last minute here.
You're going to hold off? It's not the last minute.
We're 2 weeks away. Today's the number one day in shopping. Today's also the number one day to buy Christmas gifts, oddly enough. So maybe you're good then. You break up and then you don't have to buy him a gift, I guess.
Daryl says, my brother-in-law broke up between Christmas and Thanksgiving just about every year. It's a routine. He became known for it.
Yeah, because his whole family saw him bring his girl to Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, where's she at? See, that's what I'm talking about. You got to go through that explanation. That's a part of Christmas. For Daryl, it's a Christmas tradition. Well,
it is, but what's worse?
Let's ask you what happened in this relationship.
What's worse, having to explain why you broke up with whoever at Christmas time, or having to try to not fight with whoever, and maybe you have to go hang out around their family because you just can't pull the trigger and break up with them, and then you're hanging around their family. You're upset. They're upset. Maybe they're oblivious. I don't know if that's better. That they think everything's going fine.
Sounds like you should have broke up with this person months ago if you have so much hatred towards them.
The stories you love with the opinions you hate. The Riot Radio U.
I've got a good question here. We spend a lot of time on the show talking about stuff that people miss from years ago, mostly like the last 20, 30 years, looking back at what people miss from the past and fashions and different trends that come back into style. So here's the question. What do you think now we will miss about this time 20 years from now?
That's a great question.
Look into your crystal ball, look into the future, and think about what is good about now that's not going to last. And 20 years from now, we're going to be like, I wish it was like it was in 2023 when blank.
When we were doing that.
Yeah.
When this was in style.
Yeah, when people were wearing this, listening to this, talking about this. 8772 Radio U.
There's going to be some good answers for this. A lot of it is like style, music, pop culture. There's a lot of that nostalgic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird now because like so much of our culture now is so digital and social media to where before, like when you think about nostalgic events that happened, you imagine them all happening on TV. Right? And 20 years from now, all the nostalgic events that you'll imagine thinking about seeing them on Facebook.
Right.
Or when you saw the video
TikTok,
on Twitter,
probably,
on TikTok or whatever it is. Like I'm thinking historical events.
Yeah.
People are like, I remember seeing when we landed on the moon on TV. Right? That's nostalgic. When's the last time we had something big happen on TV that you watched and you saw for the first time on TV? That has not happened to you probably in a very long time.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think about the biggest, like most broadly talked about American events. You think about...
Because I get all that off Twitter or Facebook. So when I'm reading through Twitter, that's like when I think back to when this happened, I'm like, well, what were people saying? I was reading the comments.
And, well, when you think about it that way, too, so much stuff that people miss, like it's physical things, too. And more, we have less physical stuff, right? And more stuff in the digital realm.
The first thing that I think of, because we're talking about it right now, is think about how nostalgic even just regular TV could be.
That's true.
I mean, right now it is moving away. You think about the people that had DirecTV and all the different cable packages. I mean, those numbers have shot way down as of late.
Yeah.
I used to love just scrolling through TV.
But here's something that's tough to think about is that, like, one thing, if you ask somebody now, what do you miss about 20 years ago? I miss CDs. I miss video. I miss DVDs. But what are we? Are we going to miss? I miss Spotify.
No chance.
Yeah, I don't think that's going away, right?
That's something. Like, I mean, no,
that be improved
brands
upon?
making new.
I don't know. So we'll see what people are saying. 8772 Radio U. What will we miss about 2023, 20 years from now? It could be anything. Let us know what you think. We'll see what people are saying next.
If podcast awards were ever a thing, this show wouldn't win any. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
The question right now is, looking forward, look into your crystal ball. 20 years from now, what do you think we'll be looking back and saying, man, I missed that about the early 2020s? What do you think it will be that's going to go by the wayside that we'll miss? Let's see. Dave says, we won't miss it, but Michigan's winning streak in the game will be a distant memory.
I like that thought.
And a close second might be the cable TV package.
I agree.
That already, in a sense, feels out of date, the cable TV. However, I don't know if you saw this. Verizon, they've got some kind of deal where you can bundle Max and Netflix and get them both if you're a Verizon subscriber. What if it's actually all going to come back around because all the streaming services are so expensive that it won't be cable TV, but you'll be able to get a package where you're like, all right, I want Hulu, Disney Plus, and Max, and that's what I want, like my bundle. You know what I mean? Where it'll be essentially the same thing. It's just delivered in a different way.
It's gonna have to be a lot of them because right now so many channels are still. I mean, we think about just HBO and Netflix and act as if that's every channel that there is. But there's so many channels that are going to have to go to some sort of other form of streaming that's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of options. The Food Channel's got to go somewhere.
It's got to go somewhere.
The Food Network, TNT, TBS, these places, they will go somewhere.
Julia says, we'll probably end up missing having people serve us in fast food restaurants or checking us out at grocery stores.
Now we're thinking.
Now that is thinking ahead. I'm just trying to figure out if we're actually going to miss that. But then again, you know what? When things are 20 years in the past, you're not always exactly the most clear-eyed about it. So 20 years from now, we might be looking back. It's like, remember when people used to serve us at fast food restaurants? Those were the days. Even though, like, now, is anybody like fired up that we love fast food service? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we'll have more of a happier thoughts about it 20 years from now, probably, if we're just getting served by robots.
That's how all nostalgia works. Everything was better 20 years ago.
Yeah. It was just
Have you ever
better.
heard someone say that it was worse? I mean, that's never happened, right?
Remember the bad old days?
The bad days, man.
Yeah.
20 years ago. No.
But that said, if you're asking me to make a choice now, given the information, I do think I'd take the current fast food, like actual people versus robots, but who knows? TJ, got another football reference, probably contact in the NFL.
It is getting awful soft.
Yeah. Every player just get their own little bubble, something like that, which actually could be entertaining. D says 20 years from now, will probably be the friends and family that are no longer with us because life is all about relationships. Now, that might seem a little sappy on the surface, but I actually think that's true. You think about like a lot of the people like nostalgic, looking back on like, oh, I miss old Christmas. Like Christmas was better. Now, all the trends of like 20, 30 years ago, Christmas stuff, the way that people used to decorate their trees and stuff, it's coming back into fashion. It's not because that was a great fashion of that time. It's like, oh, I miss going to my grandma's house.
Mm-hmm.
So the people that we will miss will play a big role in the things and the styles we miss as well. I think that's a good point.
I like that one. A lot of the like Christmas tradition stuff probably
Yeah.
changes over time for everybody.
I also see here, like I looked up what people tend to be the most nostalgic about. And I don't know if this will be the same going forward, but right now it's TV shows. Like you ask somebody who grew up in each different decade and they probably have a different TV show that they tell you, man, I miss when this was on TV. But will that be the same when, again, we're talking about like how streaming services have just changed everything?
Yeah, you'll think back to the first time that you saw a certain show that you're like in love with or obsessed with. And that'll be with whatever decade it was.
Yeah.
Whatever your show is right now that you're obsessed with, you'll remember it then.
I don't know. I wonder if like video game consoles will be another. That's my last one. If like we really continue to get VR and stuff pushed on us like that, we're going to be like, remember when you could just play a video game on your TV or your phone? You didn't have to have a headset.
That's true.
That could be. I don't know.
Oh, hi there.
This worst of the riot.
Crank that up.
Radio U.
Now, here's a question for you. Let's say somebody came up to you and offered you $200,000 for Jim the dog. What would you do?
Do they have some sort of like what's their motive? I wouldn't buy it. I would think it's a scam.
So, in other words, you're questioning them.
I'm questioning why you would want. I mean, you could have probably bought a Basset for $199,000 less. I'm actually certain of it.
Yeah.
Why do you want this one so bad?
Maybe, I mean, I don't know how like show dogs work. Maybe he looks like he'd be a good like dog for the Kennel Club show.
If someone came to me and said $200K for Jim, I would have to assume they were going to do something to him. There's no way that they would pay that much for my dog.
Dog fighting.
Yeah, something he wouldn't like. He really likes to relax.
Yeah.
And we've got a pretty good spot for him for that. He likes to lay in my bed, take a walk every now and then, and sleep most of the day.
So, how much would somebody have to offer you for Jim the dog before you would give him up?
Oh, way less than that.
Oh, so it's not the money that's the issue.
Oh, I mean, $200K?
Yeah.
That's an unbelievable amount for a dog.
Uh-huh.
That's a lot of money. I mean, it would be hard to give up your dog for any amount of money. I don't know what the number would be. I've never really considered how much money I would need to give up my dog. He's like my kid. How do I get rid of him?
But he's not a kid.
He's not.
He's a dog.
And I know this is the other thing about Jim. He loves people. I know that he would be very happy.
He would embrace his
with
new
anybody.
surroundings, I bet.
Oh, I
with
guarantee.
this new rich owner.
True, I didn't think about that.
It actually could be
better life for him.
That's right.
The dog food he's going to be fed way better.
Uh-huh.
And he loves
He
people.
might have like a nanny that gets to take care of him.
It's not like when he's around, like, it's not like when a new guest enters my home.
Yeah.
It's not like he's like favoring me.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody new could walk in and he might like them better.
He
right
would try
off
to
the
leave
rip.
with them.
Yeah, exactly. He does every time
For
someone
free.
leaves. And so when I think about Jim, he's so friendly, loves people so much. I don't even think he has a little bit more care for me than any random person.
The reason I bring this up is because there's a woman on TikTok who claims that she was offered $200,000, a legit offer for her Doberman Pinscher puppy. She said absolutely not.
No chance.
She claims that it was a real offer, and she said no. She told her husband, we are not doing this. And they kept the dog, if she can be believed. The comments, surprisingly, at least to me, there are several comments questioning why you would not take that amount of money. Think about it. Even if you love your dog, think about how many dogs you could buy your own self with $200,000.
It doesn't even make any sense. I'm so confused. Why is somebody offering $200K for their dog?
Yeah. It's an unlikely story. I saw this and then I started thinking, so how much would it cost for me to give up Zafira the dog? And I thought if it's more money than I've ever had in my bank account in my life, then I'd probably take it. Zafira's getting kind of old anyways. She needs somebody with more money that can take better care of her, is what I could tell myself.
Somebody maybe with that extra moolah. It's taking me 30 seconds, approximately. I have found many a Doberman Pinscher puppies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're expensive. They're like $3,000. But $200K? I've got Thor right here looking for a home. What about Kane for $2,000? Margot, $3,400. Not $200K. Just a quick Google search, you can find one. Rocky, right here.
A fraction of the $200K. It's hard to believe, but even if it was $20K, which might be a little easier to believe, it'd still be hard to say no, wouldn't it?
That'd be tough.
It would be tough. What do you think? 8772 Radio U. How much would it take for you to sell your dog?
What a great question for everybody this morning.
Radio U's Worst of the Riot podcast.
Have you watched any of Squid Game: The Challenge on Netflix?
I've seen videos of it on TikTok. I did not watch it on Netflix, though. I've seen a lot of the videos on TikTok.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of people have watched it. My wife has been reporting to me on it. I haven't watched any of it myself. But spoiler alert, obviously it's wrapped filming months ago, in February to be exact. And the final episode has been aired. So we know who the winner is. If you're still waiting to get to that, pause. Because here it is. The winner is May Whelan. She's 55 years old. She's a immigration adjudicator and U.S. Navy veteran. And she won the finale in a game of rock, paper, scissors. That means she won $4.56 million. The second biggest TV prize, second biggest prize in reality TV ever. But here's the problem. According to her, she hasn't received one red cent of it.
Well, how long ago? How long are we talking? How long has she been waiting?
She won in February. The show finished.
I guess it's almost been a year.
Yeah, that's right. It's getting close to a year now. She says, I feel like Tom Cruise and Jerry Maguire. Can we get a more current reference, May? I know you're 55, but
you got to think about this, too. Maybe they're just scrapping things together. They're waiting for everybody to watch it on Netflix.
Netflix is just cobbling it. Well, if they gave her the $4.56 million before the finale actually aired, it'd be obvious that she had won because she'd be out flaunting it.
Her Instagram and everything.
Yeah. All of a sudden,
You
she's
could
much
easily
richer.
tell.
Yeah.
And also at the same time, they might not have had the 4.56. Maybe they were counting on this thing popping off
Yeah.
to really roll in some dough.
You think so?
Must have been,
It
because
didn't
they haven't
sound
given
like
it to her
that.
yet.
But now the finale is aired, and the show has popped off a little bit. I know they're making, they're going to be making subsequent seasons of Squid Game: The Challenge. They're bringing it back. So why is she not getting her money at this point?
Well, she's going to get it soon. It's on the way.
How long is she supposed to wait?
Well, I also think it can't be that easy to just give someone $5 million, you know?
No,
There
but
seems
is
like
it
there's going to be a
like
lot of paperwork behind the scenes.
Why don't you give them an annuity or something? Is that how it works? I've seen J.G. Wentworth commercials.
Nobody's offered me $5 million yet. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. But I feel like it might take a little bit of time before you're going to get your money.
I think 9 months feels like it's been long enough to me. And like, imagine being in that limbo too. You win the show in February, you know you're getting $5 million almost. And then how are you supposed to live normal life for the next 9 months?
Knowing that, like, it's coming soon. Do
Yeah.
you start buying things now? Have you bought things already?
Yeah, you can't, right?
Not till that check cashes.
And that's actually, you know what? I've been in not $5 million situations, but just when you know you have money on the way and you do start spending a little freer, I think, unless you have a lot of discipline, which most of us don't. You're just like, I'll open the credit card. I'll be able to pay it off whenever this.
And then she's like, oh my
$5 million
gosh.
hits.
Her credit score is just dwindling right
Yeah,
now.
that's right.
As she is just waiting to
She's
pay
missed
off
so
all
many-
the things she's bought.
Yeah.
You think about this too. I mean, if you win the lottery, it says that it usually takes 6 to 8 weeks for them to get you
Yeah.
that money. So if they can figure it out, what's Squid Game's doing
Mhm.
here?
Well, it's the first time they've done this. The
Okay,
lotteries. Yeah. But it's got to be in a contract, though. She probably had to sign some contract of like, we'll pay you.
Within 7 years.
Yeah. That's right.
Once
She
we
didn't
make enough
read the
money.
fine print.
Wasn't that a great Riot clip? While you're here, you should watch more of our videos and subscribe so you don't miss what we do next.